Welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Professor Mohit Chand, Department of Tourism and Hotel Management, Kurukshetra University, Kurukshetra. Dear friends, today we will discuss on the subject tourism and hospitality, paper, travel agency and tour operations, itinerary preparations and tour package design. Module, organization, structure of travel agency. Let us see the learning objectives of this. After completion of these modules, students will be able to understand the meaning and definition of organized structure of travel agency, describe principles of organization structure, know the major organizational structures of travel agency, understand the benefits of good organizational structure. Now, let us start the introduction. A structure is a collective setup to pursue specific missions, goals and purposes by means of formal structure. It is a rational coordination of the activities for the achievement of some well-defined aims through division of levels, functions and through a hierarchy of authority and the responsibility. Today, structure is not a just chart, rather a mechanism through which management plans, directs, coordinates and controls the business activities. If, on other hand, it is logical clearance as steam ill that structure is not well defined, then the achievement of the function will not be able to achieve. In this modules, we will be examining the different organizational structure of a travel agency. You will be able to understand about key organizational structures in travel agency business, what their products and services are, and you will describe their objectives and values. You need to develop an understanding of interrelationship and interdependence within the organization and within the organization, as well as horizontal and vertical integration to the organization. Next, discuss structure of travel agency. Travel and agencies are considered the public face of industry and acts as travel retail shop for consumers. They are essentially the intermediaries that sells tourism products provided by the other businesses. Travel agencies can target general public, corporate markets and other niche markets. They provide a range of services such as travel advice, ticket, visa, information, insurance, currency. The travel agency tour operators occupied a pivotal position in the different elements of tourism industry. Today, an organized structure is recognized as a mechanism through which travel agency management plans, organizes, directs, coordinates and controls the travel agency tour operation business activities. It is indeed the foundations of sound management. In fact, organizational structure is the backbone of management. Without it, management cannot perform its functions smoothly. If the organizational structure is ill-designed, ill-planned, it is merely a market shift arrangement, then the management in the position not to able to achieve the targets. It is logical, clear-cut and streamlined to meet present as well as future requirements. Then the first regulates of around management. Let us discuss the organized structure of travel agency, the meaning and definitions. An organized structure of a travel agency is a collective set up to pursue specific missions, goals and objectives. It is a rational coordination of various activities of functional department, ticketing to our planning, to our costing and pricing, to our reservations, documentation and other services for the achievement of some well defined aims through division of labor, functions and through a hierarchy of authority and responsibility. Today, organizational structure is not a mere chart, it is a mechanism through which travel agency management plans, organizes, directs, coordinates and controls the travel agency functions, operations, activities, etc. It is indeed the foundation of sound management. In fact, organizational structure is the backbone of sound management. Without proper organizational structure, management cannot perform its functions smoothly. Therefore, organizational structure is the backbone of any travel agency or travel company. If on the other hand, it is logical, clear-cut and streamlined to meet present as well as future requirement, then the first requisite of sound management is achieved. The organizational structure of a travel agency to our operators business largely depends upon the size, type of business handled by it. Generally, in the small and medium sized travel agencies business, one will find a simple organizational structure being limited in terms of operation, size, markets, division of labor and so forth. Whereas, in case of the large scale travel agency or the tour operation chains such as SOTC, Thomas Cook, Cox and Kings and Orbit, etc., organizational structure is more formal. The travel agencies or tour companies having poor organizational structure, seeking financial and operational developments cannot hope to succeed unless they set up a great variety and number of formal organizations and master the know-how for operating them effectively. The tourism researchers have indicated that every travel agency organization has to develop different type of organizational structure in order to cater the different type of requirements. They have to develop resources, acquisition, strategies, face competition in some form or the other forms. Therefore, develop survival and growth strategies, decide whether to employ staff or contract services from the outsiders and decide how to develop and promote new products and services. In this process, hotel organizations tend to develop a variety of management services, systems and strategies. Let us discuss the principles of organizational structure. Since the concept of organizational structure of a travel agency or tour operator is somewhat abstract and illusion, organization structure may be defined as the established pattern of achievement of different objectives, defining the positions and organization. The principles of a good organization structure are as follows. First, clear line of authority. There must be clear line of authority running from top to the bottom of the organization. This clearly indicate the function achieved by the organizations, managers, lower level and upper levels. Adequate delegation of authority. Every employee must have adequate authority to deal with the situation. Sometimes managers fail to delegate authority adequately, which results in delay decisions making and implementations, more pressures on higher level and less motivations to the subordinates. Next, Principles of ultimate responsibility. The responsibility of higher level for the acts of his subordinates in absolute, their superiors cannot be relied on the responsibility for the subordinates which he has delegated to him. This means that a manager cannot disassociate himself from the act of the subordinates. Minimum managerial levels. The number of managerial levels should be kept minimum as far as possible. The higher the number of levels, the longer it takes the information to flow up and down in the organization. Next, unity of command. Once employees in the organization should be accommodated to and get instructions from the persons, otherwise there would be construction and sometimes even contradictions. Order may be received by the employees. Next, span of control. It refers to the number of people one manager can directly supervise. The span is dependent upon several factors such as nature of work, nature of supervision and subordinate, degree of supervision, etc. Next, simple structure. The organization structure should be kept as simple as possible. This will help to flow the information within the organization. Flexibility. The organization structure is designed not for a particular point of time, but for a long time, that is for future. It should be framed in such a manner that it may be expanded, modified so as to adopt the future needs of the company. Let us discuss the major organizational structure of the travel agency. Like other businesses, the travel agency will operate most effectively and efficiently if it has explicit organization structure. This formal structure should, especially the role and number of an organization structure plays and how each role related to others through a reporting and decision making communication network. This network will support the agency's goals and objectives and give such members an understanding of his or her responsibility towards achieving these goals and objectives based on the business functions to be handled within the agency. The number of possible job classification, modification, do the works should be kept. The staff employed average size travel agency. In all agencies, what the smallest staff number to be available to assure duties and responsibility for such specializations, motivations or functions. There are different departments in a travel agency like ticketing, documentations, marketing, HR, finance, transportation, to designing, policy framing and different type of divisions. Setting the products represented by the agency, accounting for the profitability of the agency, bookkeeping daily transactions, providing travel counseling to retail clients, handling commercial clients, dealing with specialized products and services, handling automations, clerical functions. For the average agency with fewer than 7 employees, it is not possible to create a title and positions to fit every specialized function. The reality is that employees must be flexible and willing to perform a wide variety of tasks, ranging from those that requires a great deal of experience or skill to those that are routine in nature. Some of the more common job classifications and titles identified to the travel agency business includes agency managers, marketing managers, sales representative, ticketing clerk, travel consultant, travel counselors, designing of tour package, handling transportation. The most effective structure will depend upon such variables as size and age of the agency business, concentrating on different type of product and services, different type of handling, the groups, span of management control, delegations of authority and quality of personnel presently employed. It is the mid-size travel agency that is currently experiencing a declining in number of as well as in the percentage of business handling. Smaller agencies survive on the basis of low overheads, expenses, costs and the specialized to handle the few services. However, adequate staffing and other resources are needed to produce volumes business. As expected, mega agencies continues to acquire smaller independent agencies to increase their overall efficiency through economies of scales and an enlarged distribution network. Similar agencies have responded to the problems of sales by joining hands with the different organizations in an effort to achieve a more of the benefits of the larger agencies. By doing so, agencies are able to pool their resources to support educational programs, computer and telecommunications system, advertising, promotions, joint marketing programs today. Nearly half of the smaller agencies in the United States belong to some type of corporations, franchises to meet the new business challenges imposed by the regulations and increasing competition. Designing the organizational structure, a travel agency is free to use any means of departmentations on its appropriate to its volumes of business, the types of clientele it serves or the specific function it is going to perform. The following methods of departmentations have their goals in general, particular to design the organization. Departmentations by time. One uncommon methods of departmentations, at least for travel agencies, it's organizations on the basis of time only. For time agencies operating 24 hours a day on a shift schedules. In this situation, if travel agency is operating a shift, then it has to design accordingly. Then responsibility for covering all necessary functions of the travel agency, from accounting to the ticket printing. For that shifting, agencies are offering 24 hours a day services to fill the special niches in the industry, to serve customers who wish to make travel arrangements at their own. Departmentation by functions or occupational specialization. With the travel agency business becoming increasingly complicated, one affected the effective way to organize the business, that is the mid type of travel agencies, that is related to the function performed by the companies like accounting, sales, operations, marketings. Owner president, general managers, different staffs and operational staffs as well as the lower staff to look after the activities, to carry on the business, coordination of all interface, general marketing, routine shift, operations and financial and sales functions, reservations, transportations, advertisings, ticketing and different type of other functions are performed like promotions. Department like the leisure tour consultant, package tour designing. The figure indicates the different departmentations of a travel agency as per the functions or specialization. Travel agency, travel trade with the type of organizational structure, routine sales such as travel required only the standards year loading or car rental arrangement assigned to the operator, different departments, complex systems of development, the flow of information, operation, department, handling, coordination required through the operations who can quickly process travel reservation for clients. Depending on volume and the size of the agencies, there may be another department to handle car rental, accommodations, reservations, transportations, lodging and others. Operation may be specialized, added as directed by volumes and markets. After the reservation, work is completed and all remaining work such as credit, collections, ticketing, involving and quality control is channeled to the administrations department, and bookkeeping completes these transactions, displaying much of the work formerly done by the reservations. Now, the productions of tour package, designing of tour package is done at the managerial levels. The activities such as finance, hiring, maintenance and community relations. The advantage to this functional method of organizations are that follows the principles of occupational specializations and simplifications, training, development by territory, while the majority of the travel agencies remain one office operation. It is no longer uncommon for agencies to establish full service branches in different locations. Most full service branches are able to offer services similar to the regular travel agency and are accredited to earn full commission from travel suppliers. The following figures makes the structure more clear. GM, manager marketing, manager finance, manager HR, North Zone, South Zone, East Zone. Next, departmentation by types of markets and clientele size. With this type of organizational structure arrangement, travel agencies are frequently assigned according to specific clients market such as commercial, business travel, vacation travels, cruise travels and package tours. They may also be assigned on the basis of domestic or international travel, with the international consular requiring for more expertise and extension of this examples would be agents specialized in the specific destination or service, particular market segment such as orderly, the handicrafts or the youth market, managers, assistant managers, senior manager, senior agent, senior supervisors, sales office, sales managers, travel counselors, representative, junior agents, manager for pleasure travel, manager for cruise travel, manager for the niche market. In contrast to this office that all travel agents doing virtually identical work, the specialized approaches adopted in organizing employees, reducing interactions, interventions and conflicts within the organizations. This may be the key to survival for the agency operating in the post-deregulations era. The travel agency of the future must increasingly be able to provide expertise, occupational and quality services that other parts of the travel distribution system do not offer it to its customer in order to remain viable in the market. Most analysis therefore predict that the trend towards specialization will continue, and while agents specialized in commercial traffic will be primarily concerned with the techniques, aspects of their service, counseling will encourage their product knowledge, encouraging selling, adopting different type of tools, repeating clients, providing the majority of booking for both commercial and pleasure travelers, making professional services and product knowledge. Organization, departmentation by the market segmentation and product lines allows the travel agencies to get back to the basics of applying their special knowledge and skills to serve people according to their individualization, desires and needs. Departmentations by type of markets, however, is not without problems. The main problems related with the types of travel, demands, trends, fashions and different other factors which are involved in deciding the organization structure related with demand. Organization structure growth under economy of scales premises that larger agencies can operate more efficiently and owner of a smaller agency may at some point ever the life cycles of this business plan for expansions and growth of considering joining hands with others consolidators. It has been recognized that the larger agencies does not necessarily ensure more efficient operations or improvements to the bottom lines. The figure 3, large scale travel agencies to our operators, growth, desire, regulations, part of management. The efforts of growth must be planned and mentioned closely with the necessary organizational and operational changes made. If there is to be any benefit from expansions, figure 3, organizational structure of large scale travel agency. In planning for growth, the strategy may include any of the following option either singly or in combination. Structuring the organization with specialization staff, expanding the current operation with additional products and staff, setting up branches operations, merging with others agencies, acquisition existing agencies, setting up a form of partnership or joint venture with one or more agencies. joining or forming a cooperative or consortium, joining a franchise. Let us discuss the benefits of good organizational structure. A well-defined and designed organizational structure of a travel company brings following benefits to the business. Develop and promote sound management practices, systems and strategies. Growth and diversifications of operational dimensions, enhancement of managerial efficiency, develop effective leadership, adoption of technological improvements, better human resources, optimum use of resources, stimulates creativity, promote and develop effective coordination among various departments. Now, let us discuss a summary. The organizational structure of a travel agency is the formal or quasi-formal network of reporting or controlling relationship. The power and duties associated with each role in this network. The network of reporting relationships is commonly depicted through an organization chart. There are many hotels, travel agencies, medium or large scale structure implication. However, if it has been observed that a travel agency will operate functions most efficiently and effectively if an explicit organizational structure is designed or adopted. Practically, organizational charts do not exist or does the role description, yet if one views around, students can find a hierarchy or authority, some divisions of work, some specializations in function, some role specializations and so forth, which are the hallmarks of an organizational structure. Thank you for watching EPG Pathshala.